Christianity and Islam are the most widespread religions in the world. And at first glance, they are very different. But this is only at first glance. And in this video, you will learn how these two religions are similar. Monotheism, belief in one God. Both Christianity and Islam are rooted in strict monotheism. They both believe in a single, all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-merciful Creator God who is the ultimate source of all life and existence. This concept of one God, often referred to as God in English, Allah in Arabic, or Yahweh in Hebrew, is the foundational tenet of both religions. In both faiths, God is seen as the divine architect of the universe and the ultimate judge of humanity. Christians and Muslims believe that God is eternal, transcendent, and completely separate from His creation. Both traditions emphasize that the purpose of human life is to worship this one God, to submit to His will, and to live a life that is pleasing to Him. They share the belief that God is personal and accessible to believers through prayer and devotion, and that He is intimately involved in the lives of His followers. The fundamental belief that there is no God but God is central to both. Moral and ethical codes. Both Christianity and Islam provide comprehensive moral and ethical codes that guide the behavior of their followers. These codes often overlap on key principles, such as the prohibition of murder, theft, lying, and adultery. Both religions emphasize the importance of honesty, integrity, respect for family, and the sanctity of life. They both teach the importance of humility, forgiveness, and compassion. The Ten Commandments, revered in Christianity, have many parallels in Islamic law and ethics. Both faiths provide a framework for a righteous life, governing everything from personal conduct and family relationships to community responsibility and social justice. This shared moral foundation often allows for common ground and mutual understanding. Belief in an afterlife, heaven and hell. Both religions present a clear vision of an afterlife, consisting of a heavenly paradise for the righteous and a hellish place of punishment for the wicked. In Islam, paradise is known as Jannah, and hell is Jahannam. In Christianity, they are heaven and hell. While the specific descriptions and theological details of these places may differ, the core concept remains the same. One's actions in this life have eternal consequences. This belief in an ultimate reward or punishment serves as a powerful moral compass, guiding believers to live lives of piety, faith, and good deeds. Both traditions teach that God is a merciful judge who will ultimately be just in His final assessment of humanity. Emphasis on charity and helping the poor. A strong emphasis on charity and social justice is a core value in both religions. Both Christianity and Islam teach that it is a moral and religious duty to help the poor, the needy, and the oppressed. In Islam, this is institutionalized through zakat, an obligatory annual giving of a portion of one's wealth to charity, which is considered one of the 5 pillars. In Christianity, charity is a fundamental virtue, rooted in the teachings of Jesus to love one's neighbor and to care for the least of these. Both traditions encourage generous giving, caring for orphans and widows, and working toward a more just and equitable society. Acts of charity are seen as a way to express one's faith and to gain favor with God. Holy Scriptures as divine revelation. Both Christianity and Islam believe in the concept of divine scriptures that were revealed by God to His prophets. In Christianity, the Bible, Old and New Testaments, is considered the divinely inspired Word of God. In Islam, the Quran is believed to be the final, perfect, and uncorrupted Word of God, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. Both faiths hold that these holy texts contain God's laws, teachings, and guidance for humanity. They serve as the primary sources of doctrine, morality, and religious law for their respective followers. The act of reading, studying, and memorizing these scriptures is a central devotional practice in both traditions. Belief in angels and demons. Both Christians and Muslims believe in the existence of an unseen spiritual world populated by angels and demons. Angels are seen as heavenly messengers of God who are obedient to His will and who play a role in human affairs, often acting as protectors, messengers, and record keepers. The archangels Gabriel, Jibril, Michael, Mikael, and Raphael are revered in both traditions. Conversely, both religions believe in a force of evil, often personified by Satan, Shaitan, or a similar demonic figure, who rebelled against God and seeks to lead humanity astray. This belief in a spiritual struggle between good and evil is a central theme in both faiths, underscoring the importance of choosing righteousness over sin. The status and significance of Jesus and Mary. Both Christianity and Islam hold Jesus and his mother Mary in the highest regard. In Islam, Jesus, Isa, is one of the most revered prophets, the Messiah, and a pivotal figure in the Quran. He is believed to have been born of the Virgin Mary through a miraculous act of God. Mary Maryam herself is a deeply respected figure in Islam, considered to be one of the most righteous and holy women in history, with an entire chapter of the Quran named after her. In Christianity, Jesus is the central figure, the Son of God, and Mary is the Mother of God, holding a position of immense spiritual significance. Both religions see them as symbols of purity, holiness, and divine intervention, and both traditions feature miraculous accounts of Jesus' birth and miracles. Belief in the Day of Judgment. A core eschatological belief shared by both religions is the concept of a Day of Judgment. Both Christians and Muslims believe that at the end of time, God will raise the dead and judge every individual's life. This final reckoning will determine their eternal fate, whether it be everlasting life in paradise, heaven, or eternal damnation in hell. The purpose of this belief is to provide a sense of ultimate accountability for one's actions, and to encourage believers to lead moral and righteous lives. The Day of Judgment is seen as a time when all injustices will be righted, and when God's perfect justice will be revealed to all. This shared belief serves as a powerful motivator for ethical conduct and devotion, belief in prophets and divine revelation. Both Christians and Muslims believe that God has communicated His will to humanity through a series of prophets over the course of history. They share many of the same prophetic figures, including Noah, Abraham, Moses, David, and Jesus. These prophets are revered as messengers of God who were tasked with guiding humanity toward righteousness and truth. In both faiths, the prophets are seen as moral exemplars whose lives and teachings provide a blueprint for how to live a good and godly life. They are believed to have received divine revelations and messages from God, which were then recorded in sacred scriptures. This shared belief in a divine chain of messengers provides a common spiritual narrative and a mutual respect for these holy figures, Abrahamic faiths, and prophetic lineage. Christianity and Islam are both Abrahamic religions, meaning they trace their spiritual and historical roots back to the prophet Ibrahim. Both faiths revere Abraham as a central figure, a patriarch who exemplified faith and submission to God. He is seen as a key prophet and a forefather of a great lineage of prophets, including Moses, David, and Jesus. Both religions hold that God made a covenant with Abraham and his descendants, and that they are the spiritual heirs of this covenant. This shared heritage creates a historical and theological connection that unites the two traditions. The story of Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son, Isaac in the Bible, Ishmael in the Quran, is a powerful narrative of faith and obedience that is revered in both traditions, symbolizing the ultimate trust in God